Another week, another candle. This is the weekly market forecast, and today we're going to talk about the market as a whole, especially Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market. We're getting ready for a major pump, and I have predicted prices above 20,000 for Bitcoins, and I have reasons to believe that this prediction is going to happen. We have more data this week. We're going to talk about all that, but as usual, I'm also going to talk about the S&P 500, gold, and definitely Bitcoin coming up after the intro. What's up, guys? This is JC and welcome to the Wealth Engineering channel. The more you pay attention to, the more aware you become. And in this channel, we pay attention to stocks, crypto, real estate, and business to find the best place to grow your portfolio. If this is something that interests you, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, and click the bell. I want to thank all my new viewers and subscribers. Thank you for your support. We're almost at 400 subscribers. So if you're watching this video and you're not subscribed yet, please click on the subscribe button, the red button right below here. This can help us reach 400 subscribers by the year end, and that would be amazing. I also want to thank everyone who signed up to the Technical Investor course. I've been getting more private messages. Keep them coming. I want you to be ready for the next bull run. If you are interested in investing in the stock and crypto market, or you have been investing in the last 2 years, you want to check my Technical Investor course. This is where we break all the information available on YouTube and we break it down piece by piece to give you clarity, focus, and direction towards building generational wealth. We talk about how to make, keep, and multiply your money, the forces that can affect your wealth, techniques that you can use to buy and sell on different markets, and more importantly, your personal finance. How to structure your personal finance so that you can help us achieve your goals. And on the bonus section, I have videos on how to start and grow your portfolio fast. And I'm actually working on adding a new video that's going to help people to time their buys on a bull run when the prices are soaring. If you haven't done so already, click on the link in the description below. Check out this course. There is a 73% discount on the course right now. It's the community discount. So make sure you check this out. It's going to expire at the end of the month. With that said, you came here for the truth. Let's just dive deep into it. All right, I'm going to start with the S&P 500. So I'm also going to leave a timestamp on this video. So if you want to jump straight to the section that you're interested in, so click on the description below and that will lead you there. All right, I'm going to keep it short. The S&P 500 is still bullish. Last week, we had a close above this orange line right here. This week, we're testing this orange line, and that's actually a good market structure. You want to retest your resistance to make sure that they hold. If we're actually going for a rebound, then we're going for all-time high. So this is a good market structure. On a short term, this is bullish. And when we're looking at the indicators, I use the RSI, the MACD, and the ADX as a way to observe what's happening. So short term, we're still bullish, but we're losing momentum. You can see on the daily that we're starting to build momentum on the downside. The ADX is pointing down. The RSI is pointing down. We're getting a retest here, retest on the EMA 21 daily. I still believe that it's a retest. We're going to bounce back up. However, you guys know how I feel about the stock market. When it comes to the stock market as a whole, I'm still bearish long term because there is a bearish divergence happening. And look at this, guys. This is the January 8, 2018. And look at this, guys. We're almost at 3 years of this bearish divergence. It started on January 2018 and we're heading towards January 2021. So this is almost 3 years of a bearish divergence pattern. This is a very strong pattern, and it's looking like we might not even get a retest on this line here. But until we have a price correction that resemble this indication right here, I'm not going to go all in on the stock market. However, I am eyeballing some penny stocks right now, and I have entered some position. Only a small percentage of my portfolio is allocated to these stocks. But the reason why I'm looking at penny stocks right now is, for one, they're already on the low side, so the chances to go lower is slim. And second is they're going to have huge demand in the future. So to me, that's worth the risk. Whereas any other big stocks right now, large cap stocks, I'm not really interested in it. Even in the short term, it's still bullish. By the end of the year, I'm not going to go all in on that. All right, the US dollar. We got to talk about the US dollar here. And since the last couple of weeks, we've been seeing a dive down on the US dollar. It's been going on the continuation line, and ever since we've broken this resistance, it seems that we're heading towards another resistance. So this is not good for the US dollar. And usually when it's not good for the US dollar, it's very good for cryptocurrencies and it's very good for gold. We're going to talk about gold later, but for now, what I'm seeing here is I'm seeing that we're supposed to be heading towards another major resistance. Now, there could be a smaller resistance in between before we get to the big ones, and it could be this one right here, this red line right here. You can see that this price, there was a lot of resistance slash support on this line right here, but this is a small one. There's a way bigger one right here that that we need to pay attention to. So this entire region right here, there has been some history on the US dollar. So we might see this at the year end and the beginning of 2021, where the US dollar is gonna be staying on this continuation pattern and be on this price action right here. I'm also on the long term, I'm also expecting a touch on the green line right here to follow up with this long downtrend that's been happening the last 5 years. All right, and this is and if we get a retouch here, then we might get a possible rebounce back here. But if we break this, then it's even worse for the US dollar. But eventually we're going to see a challenge on the resistance that I've highlighted right now, and that's what I'm seeing on the US dollar. And when we look at the other indicators, it's not any better. The RSI is clearly showing a downtrend closer to the oversold area. The MACD is building some momentum. You can see the red starting to popping. Though the ADX weekly is pointing down, still bearish. The strength level is still high, so it's not really looking very encouraging for the US dollar right now, and the chances for it to go lower, it's still there. Gold. So gold also is looking bearish, which is surprising because when you see the US dollar goes down like this, normally people take refuge on gold, but we're not seeing this right now. And honestly, the entire 2020 year has been defying fundamentals. And this is another latest example of that. So we're seeing a downtrend on gold. We're seeing price action below the EMA 21. We talked about it last week. And we're also getting more data. If we're looking at the indicators, the RSI is barely fighting to stay above 50. Momentum is picking up again. The ADX is still very close. It's bearish, but it's very close. And there is not very clear distinction here. And what I see this week is the early signs of an evening doji star. All right. Now, the evening doji star is technically a reversal candle, but it's called evening because it's supposed to go down. And if the price, what we're going to look at this week is this candle right here. Is it going to go low and close around this level right here? If we get a close anywhere here, then we would have a confirmed evening star candle, all right, and which is a reversal bearish trend, which is a bearish candle. And if we have on the following candles lower than this, then we're clearly having a bearish trend where we're going to retest this line right here, and maybe we can even have some price action here. So this is going to be very interesting to see. I'm going to leave it just like this, and we're going to pay attention to it next week to see what happened with this candle. Now let's look at Bitcoin. And last week I was saying that you're running out of your last chance to buy Bitcoin at a relative cheap price. I predicted that we're gonna get price action above 20,000, and we're also seeing that as well. Now we're not reaching 20,000, but I'm very confident that we will, because look. This is supposed to be a bearish candle, right? Wrong, because it tried to be even more bearish, but the bull showed up and they push the price back up. Now, when I see this very close to the major resistance right here, this is a very bullish sign right here. On top of that, if you put it on the daily, we're going sideways. Now, we're not clearly on a downtrend yet. It was almost on a downtrend with the price action below the EMA 21 daily, but it recovered right back up and retested this resistance. Now we're going to wait and see if we're going to have price action above this green line right here, but I'm still very confident that we are going to see price action because, again, the market was recovering itself. The MACD starting to change direction and picking up in momentum. And if we're putting it on the ADX, we're starting to see some bearish pointing up, but the ADX is more accurate on a weekly, and a weekly is, hey, the strength is still picking up. This is very bullish. This is very bullish for Bitcoin because look at this pointing right here. It's pointing straight up with a large opening and a large separation, and the green line is up. So I'm very confident that we will see $20,000 Bitcoin by the end of the year. We might even see it in the next 2 weeks. Now, here's another thing to consider. Remember the ash ribbon. The ash ribbon last week triggered a buy. And this signal, whenever it triggers a buy, in a couple weeks after that, we see a pump. We see a pump on the cryptocurrencies, and it triggered a buy. So this is something to consider, to keep in mind, that we're running out of time before the market really starts paying attention. And remember why I have this giant line here. Why do I have this here is because the minute we have a weekly candle, all right, the minute we have a weekly candle closed above 20,000 and stayed above 20,000 for a full week, then we would start the second phase of the bull run. Now, let me show you very quickly what does that mean. This was the previous all-time high, all right? I'm going to leave it in red. So you see this point right here, number 3? This was the previous all-time high. Now look at this. This was the previous all-time high, and it was about $1,000. Then the market went down, and look at what happened after. After the market tried to challenge this all-time high again, and then once it broke this, it took off and it went from $1,000 all the way to $20,000. And I want you to pay attention to the time, all right? The time it took from here to here was about 200 days. So from April to December, okay? But look at the time it took from the lowest point to here. It took 500 days. So it took way longer to get to this point where it challenged the previous all-time high. And once you break it, it takes half the time to reach a new all-time high. Now, let's look at what's happening here. Let's look at what's happening here. We were at the lowest point, I would say here. This is the lowest point, about 700 days. Now, how long you think it's going to take? 500 days, 700 days. But how long you think it's going to take for it to break this and form its new all-time high? I would say the entire year 2021 is looking very bullish, because what we're going to see is we're going to see something like maybe here. Yeah, maybe a full year like this. And this is where it's going to reach its new all-time high. And if it came here, it took $1,000 and brought it all the way to $20,000. This is a 20x. So a 20x here will bring the price of one Bitcoin to $400,000. So this is what we may see in the next 400 days. All right, this is the last chart I wanted to show you guys. This is the Bitcoin dominance chart. And remember, when the prices are going up on this chart, that means Bitcoin is gaining in dominance. And when the prices are going down, the altcoin is gaining in dominance. The last week we were saying that we were going to see a challenge here, we might see a rejection and then we bounce back, or we might see a breaking of this pattern. Now what we saw this week is that the pattern was broken. Now the question is, was this actually the pattern or was it here? Because of this giant candle right here, we're not sure where exactly is the top part of this channel. It could have been here, right here. It could have been maybe halfway. So I'm going to go with halfway, but whether the top of the channel is here or whether it's here, what I'm trying to show you guys here is that we're getting close. We're getting close to broken this pattern. And this is a cup and handle pattern. It's a very bullish pattern. Once we break this candle, the price are going to shoot up and we might even see 70% dominance chart. So that means Bitcoin as a whole is going to cover 70% of the entire crypto market. And that could bring the price above 20,000. But what I'm trying to show you guys is whether the top of the channel is here, which we have already broken, or whether the top of the channel is here or here, we're fastly approaching where we're going to break this pattern. And once we break this pattern, we can expect to see 70% Bitcoin on a dominance chart. This can bring the price up way above 20,000. It could even bring the price near $30,000 for a Bitcoin. And that's really going to unleash the Kraken on Bitcoin. And the FOMO, fear of missing out. So you want to make sure that you're ready for a move like this before it happens. In this channel, we have been predicting this move for months, and it's looking like we're very close for it to happen. So if you're not sure how to take advantage of cryptocurrencies, you want to check out the course, Technical Investor course. We have an entire section dedicated for cryptocurrencies to walk you through everything you need to know, and also making sure that you know when to buy, when to sell. And I'm going to add more videos to make sure that you're clear on what to do. And remember, 70% off on this course expiring the end of the month. So you want to make sure you cop yourself the course. And if not, at least like or subscribe. With that said, talk to you on next video.